Get ready, Power Gamers. This is episode 5 of The Legends of Lyria. I'm DJ the DM.
I'm Emily, I play Wyndham.
I'm Lily, I play Lithariel.
I'm Matt, I play Bojangles.
And I'm Taz, and I play Double Titania.
And we're here with episode 5. To recap what happened last sessions, our intrepid party had gone to the inner ring of the city to try and retrieve a cure for this mysterious and devastating ailment that seems to be sweeping throughout the island. As they did, unfortunately, they got captured and hauled off to jail. But they did find an old compatriot, a friend named Benny Bones. But he wasn't looking very good. In fact, he was looking very ill, with jaundice bleeding from his face in multiple places, and he seemed unable to be aroused or woken up in any way. You did successfully break out of the jail. You fought off the infected guards that seemed to be vomiting this strange reddish liquid all over the prisoners who were stuck in that cell, and you killed them. You strapped Benny Bones to a tower shield as a makeshift sled, put on the uniforms of the guards that you had slayed, and then used magic to clean those uniforms. You took off out of the jail with a body on a sled, as you do, and of course you were stopped, but incredibly, you managed to convince the overseer that you were just getting a body out of the dungeon, and that's why you had a priestess of the Church of Eternal Water with you to say the last rites, the blessings to this individual. So, congratulations, you all made it safely out of the prison. Now, once out of there, you realized you were no closer to having that cure that you had sought to find originally. Now, the tea party had come to an end and the nobles were making their way home, but there they were, these nobles, with their individual baskets of goods and their potions galore, and you all had a rather devious thought. Why not rob 'em blind? And sure enough, that's exactly what you did. So, each of you scattered, attempting to rob blind a different noble, except for Lithariel, the noble Lithariel, who pretended to be a guard chasing after you as you absconded with your stolen goods from these nobles. It was an incredible performance. Over 25. I've seen bards that have been less captivating and believable, but sure enough, you convinced everyone who was an onlooker that the chase was in hot pursuit. These criminals would be caught, so they went about their day, and you all scattered, individually losing your tails, agreeing telepathically to reconnect at the house of Elysium. Winded, exhausted, you make your way back to the house of Elysium. You all have a moment to breathe. What happens?
I shift back into Wyndham.
Oh, shit. Surprises me when you do that still.
I got a potion. We'll have one, so we can give to the Rat King.
Yeah, I got a potion.
I got one too.
Give that to your Bojangles, and we can give that to your friend.
I think I said at the end of the last session that we were going to go put Bojangles down in the master bedroom, give him a chance to lay down.
You make your way upstairs into one of the most elegant rooms, and you find yourself in an empty room. You look around and you notice that Benny Bones is gone.
I check under the bed. He's a fitful sleeper.
He's a fitful sleeper. All right, You take the time. You check under the bed. You check the closets. You even check the roof in case it was a wild night, but unfortunately, no Benny Bones.
Seriously, after everything we went through, he's just gone. Some friend do you have?
Hey, be nice. My friend is missing.
Is he? Maybe he just doesn't want to be found.
Can I make some kind of tracking check to find
Absolutely.
him?
Go ahead and make a survival check for me.
Alright, that's an 18.
18, my God, well done. So, you realize a couple things. One, there's no sign of forced entry into this room or out of it. It doesn't seem that there was any sort of struggle. In fact, you see footprints only that lead away from... And I say footprints, they're just the slightest of indentations on a plush carpet. You see them walk away from the bed. They do seem to meander around the house, kind of as though he was lost. But the trail itself is something you lose rather quickly. It looks as though he just wandered around the house a bunch.
This guy was catatonic when I left him. What happened?
It's a solid question.
He was tied up, too.
And we all know that since you're a seaworthy man, that your knots are so good.
Usually.
What do you mean usually?
I mean, usually.
Was it not good this time?
Well, I don't know. I thought it was. We were kind of in a high pressure situation. I didn't have time to check all my knots.
You do take a moment now to inspect the rope, and you realize, oh God, your knot was great. Listen, when you tie a knot, you tie a knot. But the rope was frayed. The rope was so frayed near one of the sections that it looks like it just broke very easily. Now again, it's not a sign of struggle or anything, but it just snapped. With a 5 that you rolled to tie that, unfortunately, it wasn't good enough to stop him.
Benny probably just woke up, tied into a nice bed, and was like, what the hell's going on? I'm going to keep searching around the house for him. He might be hiding around somewhere, getting ready to stab somebody. I don't know. I'm going to look around for him.
You keep looking around. Let's take a look. Emily, what do you do?
I'm gonna wild shape into a giant badger and see if I can smell him.
Why don't I have you go ahead and roll a survival check? And I'm going to have you roll that with advantage, since you and Bojangles are both working together to make this dream come true.
Uh, 16, I think?
Nice. Okay. You do smell something. Oh boy, yeah, now in this badger form, you realize Benny really smelled bad. I mean, real bad. Like, actual rot, definitely sick. And he still smells that way. As you follow around the house, it's just a trail of stink. But eventually you find it does lead to the front door. After that, it appears he just left. He did find the front door, but the trail is definitely lost the second the door opens.
Okay. I'm gonna shift back and let them know that he left.
What do you mean he left?
I mean, it smelled to the door and now I can't smell it. So he had to have gone outside.
Why would he go outside?
I mean,
Possessed by one of those worm things? Like Wyndham possibly is?
what?
What?
Says
She picked up a thing that was covered in worm gunk!
When did that
a
happen?
worm.
Alright, you'll be fine.
Suddenly things feel a little different as Wyndham, you can feel eyes on you from the whole party. You remember you did pick up a weapon from the guard that was coated in that red liquid that seemed to have very tiny, very thin worms crawling in it. Double T, what would you like to do?
Oh, nothing. Not my friend, not my problem.
A true member of the church, you say, yeah, I'm not getting involved in this one.
I'm not getting paid for this.
Okay. Well, there you go. Yeah, you say, not my problem by a long shot, not dealing with it. And so
The stars just haven't aligned.
That's true. In fact, the thing is, it's been quite a while since you guys have had a chance to rest, and especially Wyndham, now that you've just used your second wild shape, you have no more until you can rest. It's been a hell of a traumatic day, honestly, and you do find yourself safely and securely in this house. Now, while Benny Bones is gone, you do have a moment to rest.
I'm gonna take a nap.
Yeah, I say we rest and then find Benny Bones at night when I can be guided by the stars.
Ooh, smart. All right, Bojangles, are you taking a rest as well?
Might as well. So,
You guys spend a good 8-9 hours here. You rest, you get some good food in you. It's definitely a good thing. And when you awake, you feel refreshed, revitalized. And now here you are to face it. The only thing that seems to give you some comfort is these vials of liquid that you've got. So what do you do?
Well, if there's no Benny, I guess we better bring this liquid back to the Rat King. See what we can do about getting a cure out to people.
Mm-hmm.
I agree.
Fair enough. Yeah, you wait and you keep an open eye out, but unfortunately he does not come back. So, resolved, you make your decision. There are other people who need help. It's time to go. As you guys decide to make your journey to the Rat King, you leave. the House of Elysium. And you start making your way back out through the city. You take a look around, and it's a beautiful place. It does seem a little quieter, a little colder than you remember it. You make your way through the streets of Highgarden, and you find an entrance to the sewer grate, and you all slip down in, one by one, at the direction of Double T. You make your way into the sewers, and you start navigating them. It's certainly not the first time. And you find your way down to the Rat King. Now, you see several scouts along your way, these individual members of the Rat Pack who are stationed at various points throughout the sewers. They look at you. Most of them recognize you immediately. And others that don't just kind of seem to take note of you and then scurry off. Eventually, though, you make your way to the Rat King. They don't bother you, as you all have your brands, well, most of you. And so, you find yourselves face to face with him. He's got a group of about 10 or so individuals with him. And as you left it, there does still appear to be, in the center of this tunnel, that rat which had bitten into the worm you had retrieved from carving up one of those sick people on that mysterious boat. The rat became sick, very much like Varus, very much like Wyndham, your lifelong friend. And then the rat just stopped moving, like Benny Bones, seemingly going catatonic. It lies there still, in the center of the room. It's not the first thing you notice, but it's probably one of the more disheartening things. You turn your attentions to the Rat King, whose beady black eyes seem to be going over you feverishly, looking for some sort of information. Well, have you returned with my cure? Do the people have hope, or is it despair?
We think we got a cure.
Well, that's wonderful news. What makes you think it's a cure?
Well, they were handing it out at this super fancy tea party that one fancy dude was hosting.
I see. You managed to find the Blight Warden of the House Scolopolomine. Interesting. Well, I'll gladly accept one of these and see if we can't produce something out of it. Did you only get the one?
Yes, only the one, so sorry. I hand it to him.
And we also happen to get 2 more. As I hand over mine and stare pointedly at Lithariel.
I hand over the other.
Sorry, Wyndham.
You hand them forward, all 3 of them.
Oh, you're saving it for Benny Bones.
He'll use it.
The Rat King looks at you and says, I'm impressed. Not only did you get one, but you got multiple. Well, that is cause for celebration. Let's see if we can't test this. He snaps his fingers, and one of his henchmen come over, scrawny and a bit hunched at the back. He grabs the vial, takes it over to the rat. The rat's still laying on the floor. Occasionally it twitches. He carefully and gingerly, with far more compassion than you would have expected, tilts its head back, nurses the cure gently into its throat, massaging its neck in order to assure that it goes down. It's actually kind of touching, if it wasn't so weird. And then the rat starts moving, and the henchman backs away. The Rat King holds his stance and eyes it cautiously. As the rat begins moving, it suddenly stands upright, completely mobile. It shakes from head to tail, as though it was trying to get water off of itself. And then it just starts walking.
Where's it going?
Like walking?
Yeah, well, you know, like
upright on
no,
2
no,
legs?
not on 2 legs. No,
Okay.
just like a normal rat. It seems to be completely cured. It's not trembling anymore. It's not having these convulsions. In fact, it doesn't seem to be bleeding anymore. Its eyes have not even a single bloodshot vein in it. It's as though this drought has completely cured all of the symptoms and the underlying disease. It works. You found a cure. The rat starts walking away, and the Rat King's eyes go wild. He smiles this strangely devilish grin. Wonderful. It's effective. I can't believe it. Well done. So there really is hope. That's good news. That means that certain contingency plans can be put to rest. Excellent. He outstretches his hand and snaps his finger towards the rat. Nothing happens, and the rat continues walking down the sewer, towards the exit of this tunnel system. You see the Rat King's brows furrow for a moment, as he snaps again. And nothing happens. The rat continues walking. It does not mind the Rat King in any way. Well, this is peculiar. I thought we had an understanding. Curious. He snaps his fingers another 5 times and the rat keeps walking. At this point, you can see a visible anger start to take over his face. It's slight. His skin is starting to flush and his eyes narrow. Well, fine. I have a new quest for you, a new task. Follow this creature. It's not responding to me. It will not obey me. It seems intent. It does not. It seems intent instead on disobeying, going somewhere else. Follow it. If it is fine, then it's of no matter, I suppose. Perhaps there could be a rat I do not hold dominion over. It's possible, especially since he's drank the Blight Warden's drought.
Well, let's follow this rat, see where it's going.
Yes, thank you. If it's all fine, then I suppose let it go and come back. I'm sure we've got much to do in terms of distributing this cure. But yes, on your way now, please. I've much to do. And with that, do you guys start making your way out?
Yeah.
All right.
Well, we better hurry.
And so you follow it. It's, like I said, it's not going particularly quickly. It doesn't seem to be in a rush. This thing is so much slower than you are. But you take your time. Pacing, waiting, catching up. You know, you walk up to it, wait for it to walk a little ways away. Walk up to it, wait for it to walk a little ways away. You start noticing something. It seems to be heading towards the shore. You make your way following this tiny little thing all the way to the beach. Shore of the island. Now, once you guys get there, it does seem a little bit odd. Rats certainly don't go to the beach. That's not a place for rats. That's not where they like to be. But you notice something else. Wyndham, this is where you and your friend had camped out.
Okay.
It's almost right next to the same tree. When the rat reaches near the shoreline, it suddenly and abruptly turns left and begins walking parallel to the shore alongside it, back towards the city. As you have the time while you're walking, each of you can make one skill check to represent what you're looking for, what you're observing, what you're thinking about during this time. Let's start with Emily.
I'm going to do a perception check and see if I can find anything that might tie my friend to the rat, like at this location.
Okay, go ahead and make a perception check. Nice. 18. Well done. All right, with your 18 in perception, there's not really anything that visibly links them. The only thing that you notice that seems a bit peculiar is the color of the tide. Normally the water is a very clear blue. It's beautiful, in fact, all year round. But it seems to have a tinge of green. Not the green of algae, but a very peculiar bright green. Just a tinge, but it's not good. Lothario, go ahead and make for me a skill check to represent what you've been observing during this time.
Sure, I'll do an investigation check.
All right, let's see it. So we've got a 10. With your 10 in investigation, the only thing that you really notice is that this seems to be kind of a far walk. Why would a rat go all the way out here, 2 hours outside the city, and then start walking back towards the city, parallel to the beach? But that's about it. Bojangles, what would you like to do?
Actually, while we've been walking this whole time, I'm gonna keep an eye out for Benny.
Nice. Yeah, that's fair.
Okay, a natural one.
Oh my god, I'm so happy. You are keeping an eye out for Benny Bones. You don't see him. Nothing happens right now. But gosh, the universe has changed in a way you're going to figure out later.
Great.
So, you guys are walking. You're keeping an eye out for Benny Bones. Double T, what do you do?
We're gonna consult the stars.
Ah, yes, those wonderful stars, and what a time to consult them. You take this moment to consult the stars. What are you trying to find out?
Well, the stars probably know more about where this rat is going than we are, so we're gonna consult the stars, see if they know.
Okay, stars, tell us what you know. Go ahead and roll for me a nature check.
That's a 13.
Oh man, I really thought that was going to be another natural one. What a shame.
No, I'm good with the stars. The stars love me.
I see it. So, as you guys are making your way, Double T, you turn your head upwards towards the stars. You focus your mind and try and open it towards possibilities, answers that you could get about what's happening here. The stars seem, unfortunately, to be rather vague. There is danger ahead, but the promise of redemption. Ahead of you lies great peril, and yet the opportunity to live. It's quite the mixed message, but that's what you get.
Oh, thank you, wise stars. You know so much more than anyone.
You start coming towards the city. You can see it now, coming into view, and you notice that the rat seems to be walking directly towards the city. Now, you've noticed that the color of green seems to be increasing in the water as you approach the city. It is a little concerning, but it was already there, so what are you going to do? As you make your way, following the rat still, you notice that it seems to be headed directly for the docks. Now, if you were to follow it, you know eventually this rat is going to run into the guard blockade. Now, they do keep it very heavily cordoned off around the docks. In fact, you guys had to sneak into Highgarden through the Rat King's tunnels the last time you were able to get to the docks. So approaching it from the outskirts of the city, well, you'd have to be very small and very hard to notice like this rat. What do you do?
Wyndham, can you turn into a rat and follow it, or something small?
Yeah, I should be able to.
And we'll just we'll wait here so we don't have to mess with the guards.
See. Yeah, I can stay as a rat for half an hour. So
Perfect.
that should be great. So yeah, I will wild shape to a rat again and follow it.
Damn, that's a solid plan, guys. God, way to use that wild shape. Well done. All right, so, Wyndham, you begin channeling the magic of your people. It starts rippling over your form, and you can feel hair begin sprouting from your arms, from your legs. Your bones begin shrinking, and your flesh contorting. It's not painful. It's not meant to be. But it is odd to watch for everyone else. But sure enough, you do turn into a rat. Rats can speak to each other. Do you want to try talking to it?
Yeah, I'm gonna see if I can get him to tell me where he's going.
Gotcha, good plan. Okay, so go ahead and make for me. Actually, I'm not even going to have you roll because you speak rat. As you say, what to this rat?
Be like, hey, buddy, where are you going?
You see the rat suddenly look back at you, but it doesn't stop walking. It looks back at you, and you hear, "Boat! Go boat! Come with to boat!
Go boat?
Please! Need it!
Need boat?
Need boat! Can't
Okay.
stop without boat!"
That's unsettling. All right. Can we still speak telepathically through each other?
You
Oh,
can.
yeah. I have
Through
it
Double
up
T?
all
Cool.
the time.
I'm gonna relay to Double T what I'm getting from the rat.
Yeah, okay. Just to check real quick, Double T, do you have to be in a certain range to be able to do telepathy? Is it 60 feet or something?
Let me check.
Okay, well, as you're checking, Wyndham, you have
Oh, yeah,
followed
it's 60
this...
feet.
Fair enough. Wyndham,
Okay.
you have followed this rat a long ways through many little tunnels, around many little corridors, through many little holes in buildings that no normal person would be able to follow through. And you are well out of 60 feet by the time you get this conversation going. You're definitely at the wharf of the dock. You have the option of... Well, you have a lot of options, really. What do you do?
I'm going to hang out on the docks and just kind of keep an eye on the rat while I wait for everybody.
Okay. Well, you know for sure that everybody is not coming, so you're going to have to regroup with them whenever you want to do that.
Okay.
But as you watch on the docks, you watch the rat just to kind of see. And sure enough, it walks directly to that mysterious boat. It walks right onto the plank, and then it walks down the stairs into the lower decks. That is incredibly peculiar behavior for a rat.
Yeah. Okay, so then I'm gonna head back using the shortcuts.
Okay, yeah, it's not a problem. Yeah, you slip right through those shortcuts like it was nothing.
Okay, and then once I'm back at the party, I'm gonna revert to my normal shape and let them know what the rat said, and then that he went down below the deck.
It's still unsettling to watch.
It won't get better.
So it went onto the ship for sure?
Yep, I watched it go down.
Guys, I don't think that rat got better.
What happened to the rat then?
I don't know.
Did
But
it just get like more mind controlled?
I don't know, I mean, he could speak, but it didn't seem like he had much on his mind but getting to the boat.
that's how that little kid was too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that look. Yeah, Stabby Steve would not leave the boat. It was almost like he couldn't.
Yeah. The
And
rat
then-
really wanted me to join him.
Well, it's a good thing you didn't.
Yeah, I don't want to see what's down there by myself, so I thought I'd come back.
How are you feeling, Wyndham?
Like you need to get in
Fine.
the boat.
Think so right now. I mean, I think we're good.
Okay, she's not feeling the effects.
Well,
Yeah, they seem
as
to be
you-
pretty obvious.
as you bring it up to her, nothing happens.
DJ.
All right. Well, this is
Well,
definitely like something crazy to report back to the Rat King.
yeah, and I am definitely not getting near that ship again.
No.
No, we shouldn't. Also, why is like Sir Pompous Blight Warden dude's potion sending people to the boat?
I don't know, but I think he's in cahoots with whatever's going on with that boat.
Didn't a bunch of nobles just take this?
Yeah.
And probably their guards too?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Crap.
Yeah, guys, I think shit's going down really fast right now.
Yeah.
We've
We're not-
got to get
We're
back.
not ready for this. I say we go back to the Rat King and we just tell him what the heck is going on.
Well done, Power Gamer. You've safely made it to the end of the video. Congratulations. Thanks for hanging out with us, and a very special thank you to our supporters on Patreon. Thank you to our Patreon founders, whose incredible generosity humbles us. Thank you to the legends, guild members, and all of the official Power Gamers whose love and support makes this channel possible. If you like what you saw, let us know by leaving a like, comment, subscription, donation, sharing the video with your friends. Check out all the links below, and we'll see you Saturday on Twitch for the next Legends of Lyria.